episode 81 of my Doll's House Diary. Now, I have to admit that since the last episode where I chatted along as I built that little sideboard for the living room, I haven't actually done much to the doll's house. So I completed a couple of projects, a little knitted cushion for the chair in the living room, and I also crocheted a cushion for the sofa. But I just wanted to pop in today to give you a progress report really on a couple of projects that I've shown you in previous episodes, and also just because I wanted to pop in before the end of the year to wish you a Merry Christmas. And also to talk about where I want to start on the doll's house in 2026. But first of all, let me show you the rug that I'm working on for the guest bedroom. So I've just sat that onto a piece of blue card so you can see it a little bit more clearly. I've got it propped up on a coaster here just because otherwise the frame keeps knocking on the desk. But as you can see, I've finished all of the patterned areas or the coloured wool areas, and now I'm just filling in with white. So let me just move into this central section. Now, I think the last time I showed you the rug, I'd planned the border, but I hadn't sort of done anything to this central section. So I didn't want to just leave it white, just because I didn't want it to look plain, but also when you've got a large area to fill in just one colour, it can become quite boring or quite tedious. So I just wanted something in the centre there. And again, nothing too fussy, just because the border is quite patterned. So what I've actually done is just take one of these sort of little diamond shapes from the border, and there you can see they're in two colours, so a dark and a light grey. And I've just done them in the light grey. So that's that same sort of little diamond shape. And I started in the centre and then really just worked my way out blindly. So the fact that they fit in there quite nicely was just really luck. I just sort of worked it out from that central one and then really just did it with my fingers like that to see how many I would need. And then obviously I've staggered them to make them look a little bit nicer. So I'm really pleased with how that's coming along. I think that's going to look really lovely in the room. So over sort of Christmas, I'll carry on working on this, carry on doing the filling in. I am actually working on two rugs, and I'll show you the other one in a moment, although it isn't for this doll's house, it's for my 1940s doll's house. And I just find that that as well, you know, breaks up the projects a little bit. So whereas I've only got the white to do here, and like I say, it can become a little bit tedious, I then sort of change over to the other rug. But I'll keep coming back to this, and the closer I get to finishing it, the more exciting it's getting, actually filling it out. Like I say, I'm really pleased with how that is looking so far. So the other rug I'm working on at the moment is, like I say, for the 1940s doll's house, and this is my own design, and it's sort of based on an Art Deco design, and I'm really enjoying doing it just because I, on my pattern, just did sort of half of the design. So as I'm working my way down, I'm sort of making up the pattern with these little squares and, you know, these longer sections. I'm choosing different colours as I go along. So this one is really fun to do. And over on my Patreon channel, where I sort of shared the design and talked about this, I did say to my patrons, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. And most of them are saying they really like it. I love it. I love sort of geometric designs, and I love the sort of Art Deco designs as well. I think if I'm sort of tilting the camera like that because that's obviously how it's going to be seen in the entrance hall. I just think that looks really nice. But I also wanted to show you this because I wanted to show you this new frame. So the previous frame that I showed you with the guest bedroom rug has a piece of fabric on each of the rollers. If I angle it there, you can see it. And I actually stitched the canvas onto the rollers. Now, I find that it doesn't actually keep the fabric as tight as I'd like it to be. And I don't know if you can see there, but there is actually a bit of a ridge in the rug. And I think that can actually make them go a little bit off square when you're making them, because obviously you're sort of pulling and tugging on the canvas as you're doing it. But with this one, if I just show you, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it now, but actually at each end, you've got a sort of plastic rod that you fit over the canvas once you've fitted it on to this wooden piece of dowel. Now you can't see it now because it's actually covered in canvas, but you would just put the end of the canvas in, clip the plastic sort of rod on, and then roll it around, and it keeps the work a lot more firmer in the frame. It's a lot tighter, and I very rarely find myself having to sort of undo the butterfly screws, tighten it up and then do them up again. It tends to keep it in there nice and tight as you're working on it. So, you know, this isn't an advert for these or anything, it's just something that I'm really liking. So thought I would share it with you, and I actually got this one from Amazon. I also like to use a frame where possible, where I can have the whole rug on show, so that I don't have to keep wrapping the actual, you know, wool part or the part that I've actually done around the frame, because I think that that can actually stretch the work and stretch the stitches as well. So that's why I like these really big frames as opposed to a smaller round frame. And the other thing I'm still working on is the little granny square crocheted throw for the back of the sofa. So this is going to be made up of 36 squares, so they're all sort of on the go now, as it were, which I like because then you haven't got to keep counting how many more squares you need. So I really like to sort of get all of the middles done, and then I can just work on building them up. I've started stitching them, but I've only done a couple so far. And this is actually all of the red that I've got left. So this is number 815. I really love this red. I've used it quite a lot. So I'll need another ball of that probably to finish this off. But hopefully I'll be able to get all of these squares at least bordered and finished, and then I can just order another ball to stitch them all together, and then do 1, 2 or even 3 borders around the outside edge. And that's something I've just sort of started doing. I just used to join the squares and then just do a single border. But what I actually like to do now is take the colours out of the square. So I'd probably do a cream, a green, and then a red border around the outside edge. And it just adds a little bit more detail to a throw, especially as it's going on the back of the red sofa as well, so that border will break it up a little bit more. So again, this is another project I'm going to be working on over the Christmas period, when we actually get you know, a spare 5 minutes. Another project I'm working on at the moment, and this will eventually be for sale in my Etsy shop, is another of the little 3D flower throws. I'm actually using 2 different coloured yellows there. So I've got a quite a bright yellow, and then a variegated yellow, which I'm using for the central section of petals, just to make it all look a little bit different. So I've only actually done these 2 little trial squares so far. But like I say, that will eventually end up in the shop. And then just what I had a little go at doing, which I'd like to add to these flower blankets, is a little butterfly. And these are super easy to make, just using the same sort of double crochet or treble crochet, and then just, you know, cutting it off so you've got a couple of little antennas there after you've wrapped the cotton around. But if you'd like a little butterfly mini crochet tutorial, then do let me know. And I thought I could just do one little butterfly somewhere and stitch it onto just one of the flowers on the blanket. Thought that might be a nice little touch. But this will probably take me a while to finish off now. Now I've got sort of quite a few projects on the go. So coming back to the doll's house then, and my first furniture project of the year is going to be the sideboard to go at the back of the living room there. So very similar to this one. I think I've shown you the design before, but I'll just show you again to refresh your memory. And again, I won't be doing that as a full tutorial just because that's going to be quite a long and detailed one, but I will sort of give you regular progress reports on that. And I think the plan then for next year will be to finish the living room and the guest bedroom before moving on to another room. And I know I've spoken before about, you know, going from room to room and working on projects as you feel like it. But I feel that I really want to have at least these 2 rooms complete before I move on. So it will still give that variety, because I can sort of move from the 2 rooms or between the 2 rooms doing different bits and pieces. But at least then I can say that I've got those 2 rooms complete. And then where we move on to, I'm not sure, but as you know, there is still a lot to do. I'll move down to the kitchen because that's probably the room that is the next most complete, although there are still quite a few bits and pieces that I'd like to add in there. I know I've spoken about doing some more polymer clay tutorials, and I certainly want to do a vegetable basket to go on the draining board at the back there, add a bit of colour into that back area. And then I need to dress this little unit on the left hand side of the screen now. I've sort of done a baking theme on the unit that you can see there on the right hand side, so I don't want to do another sort of baking accessories unit. So I need to think about what I'm going to actually put on there, maybe just some really nice crockery and things like that. Then moving up into the study, I've already spoken about this, but I'm not happy with the dark blue anymore, so I'm going to be changing that. Now that lovely sofa you can see in there is just temporary. I won't be having that in there, but that's one of the projects that I did over on my Patreon channel. Having said that, I really do like that style of furniture with the canvas, or as it would have been, cane sides. So I might design some pieces like that to go in there eventually, but I'll need to have a think about what I'm actually going to do in there. I still like the idea of blue because blue is one of my favourite colours, but I'm really not keen on that dark back wall anymore. And then moving up to the main bedroom. Furniture's all done, but again, just lots of bits and pieces to go in there. And every time I look into the doll's house, I see things that I've made but that I would like to change. And one of the things in the bedroom is the little cushion on the stool. So I really love the stool, but I think the little cushion is a bit too high. And I think when I made it, it probably looked a little bit flatter. But, you know, as the glue has dried, it's sort of puffed up again. I think that's, like I say, a little bit high. So I may just change the cushion on there. And then if we come up into the craft room in the attic, it looks very bare, so I obviously want to make a rug to go in there, but I'm thinking of maybe having a table or something in the foreground, just an open work table that obviously you could still see through into the room, and maybe having a little, you know, 1/44 scale room box or something on there, or another little doll's house on the go. Just because it's, you know, all of the things are sort of around that corner and there's nothing, you know, in the foreground or in the middle. So that's an idea for there. I also want to tidy up the attic a little bit. I like now that where I've been leaving the top open and not cleaning this room out, that the dust is really forming in there, and I want that to look like a really old dusty attic. These suitcases, I just put them in there just to sort of fill that corner, but they won't be staying in there. And I'd like to make some more older looking suitcases to go in there, and some other bits and pieces as well. I always thought about having some newspaper sort of stuck into the rafters there to, you know, stop drips coming through or something like that. So I might still add some little bits like that as well. Some more little details. And then coming down into the dining room, so I've got that lovely dresser in there, but obviously we'll be having the dining table and chairs, and I want to do some quite fancy chairs to go in there, some fabric chairs, maybe with a sort of cabriolet leg similar to the dresser. I still need to make that little console table to come into the entrance hall here, which will be the same as that one, but just with the 2 drawers. So that's something else I'll be getting on with. And obviously need pictures and mirrors and things in there to get rid of the white walls. And I think I'm not going to change that now. I will leave it just as the, well, I say white walls, they're actually ivory. I'll leave the walls as they are, but I think if I started again, I may add wallpaper in there, just to add, you know, a bit more colour into those central areas. But I can do that now with the accessories, so I won't be changing that now. Bathroom, and obviously the like little back landing area still to be complete. And in the top landing, I always spoke about having some suitcases and things lined up outside the attic door. So that's something else we'll be doing. But obviously lots and lots of bits and pieces to go into the doll's house, which I would think, or I know, will take all of next year, if not a little bit longer. But I'm still loving working on this house, even though I have had it now for 25 years. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's it for today and for 2025. But I just want to end by saying a huge thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the channel throughout the year, to all of you who have commented and liked and shared the videos, and especially to those of you who have come over to join me on Patreon. It is truly, truly appreciated. So I'm going to be back with you in January of 2026, but I would love to wish you a wonderful Christmas and a happy and healthy 2026. So until then, take care. Bye.